Alright, hey guys, we are back with this second interview, and today my guest is Levi Schones. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good myself. Just came off of a 5-day break from school, so it's pretty good, yeah.
Nice. I wish I had those here in California. We only get those for like winter break, and yeah,
Yeah,
that's probably it.
yeah. Well, the main reason why we're having this conversation today is because he went to the recent Glendale show, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it. So, and I also know that he has some inside information that you guys are going to get to hear. So, how was it?
The Glendale show, I will say, it was very experimental. Like, very experimental. They are definitely getting ready for 2017. As a prime example is, instead of a donut competition, it looks like we're going to have wheelies next year for the people who do not qualify into racing, which I think I'm fine with. You know, I like it kind of better than the donuts, if you ask me, because I felt the donuts were kind of just locking up the truck's wheels a little bit too early in their freestyle runs when it came to that. Again, I don't really know a whole lot about the internals of a monster truck. That's just my guess. That's what I would notice at this year's Anaheim shows. But another thing I noticed is that, well, I think also we're going to keep the fan judging for 2017, which is not the best thing, but it's probably going to keep the people coming. So it's more of a business decision, in my opinion, on fan judging. But there's no more bonus time, actually. They gave the trucks a straight-up 2 minutes. I believe that's how they do it at the World Finals, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I haven't been at the World Finals since 2013, so you'd probably ask someone else. But I had no idea that they, I guess you'd say, like, a race bonus time.
It just gave the trucks flat out 2 minutes. Another cool thing is that I want to give a shout out to the Monster Truck Collectors Facebook group. I met up with those guys. Phil was there, Monster Jam Films, Evan, he's a great guy. Monster Blues, if you are subscribed to Lego 101 Boys channel, watch this interview. Good to see you. Wink Warrior. I hung out with him a lot during the pit party too. So it was definitely a fun show. Not as packed as I thought it would be. It was definitely not a packed house, probably because it was a last-minute scheduled show, etc. But it was a I thought it was a pretty good show. You know, we had 2 trucks short, so it was 14 trucks, 13 freestyled because McGruff broke in qualifying, sadly. But I thought it was pretty good. It was my first ever football stadium Monster Jam show. And I would definitely go back to that stadium if I can on February 4th. That stadium should honestly host World Finals, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny you say Evan from Monster Jam Films, because that's where I get all of my videos from the shows that I don't go to. And that's where I watch all the videos. And I noticed, like you said, like the venue wasn't as filled as I thought it was going to be. Because, you know, when you expect a show like that in a stadium that big, you expect, you know, tons of fans going. But I noticed that there are a lot of seats empty.
Excuse me. Yeah, definitely. It's probably because it was like a lately scheduled show. The lineup was a really weird one. We'll get to that in a few, but it was fair. I thought it was fairly decent, and it ended up really working out.
Yeah, and when you said like the lineup was changed, I'm not sure I liked it. I mean, it was. Don't get me wrong, the drivers are great, but I'm guessing the main reason why it's so different is because, you know, half the drivers are overseas now, doing events in like Australia and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, my friend Mike would get mad because he's kind of OCD about stuff, and he would get mad whenever I tell him Son of a Digger driven by Carl Van Horn. He got over it eventually, but really, the judging, of course, was off. Honestly, I'm happy for my friend Daniel, who was the crew chief of Doomsday that night. If you haven't seen Evan's video, I hope you have, of Doomsday's winning freestyle run.
Yeah.
I don't know how that won, but okay, it's good for that truck, I guess. I wouldn't be surprised if this is televised or not televised, the show in general. I think it should. I think it was worthy enough, but in a sense, I don't think it's going to be televised,
Yeah,
which will stink, so.
yeah. I mean, they haven't really had a lot of televised, besides, like the Path of Destruction tour, the World Finals, and some of the FS1s. In like from, I guess you could say, the summer to the fall, there really haven't been that many televised events. So this would be a great one to catch up on.
I think it would be. It would be a good event to get people hyped for 2017, in my opinion. Um, and I like the race course on this. It was a little bit different than the Jersey style, I guess we like to call it nowadays. But they started basically from the edges of the stadium where the trucks pitted. It was kind of like a combination of Vegas, or I guess old Orlando style from 2008, 2009 would probably be the best way to describe it. Because I really liked the racing there. I thought it was some good racing. No trucks flipped over, so we kept it clean into freestyle. I thought it was pretty good. The freestyle, yeah, I thought the runs were pretty good. A lot of drivers did not finish the clock, which really surprised me. Then yet again, most of the drivers kind of wrecked towards the end of their freestyle runs. I know Leo O'Donnell probably finished the clock, and CVH basically did, even though he had 12 seconds left. But otherwise, yeah, I really had no complaints about the show. I was a little upset at first with Doomsday winning, but I'm really over it now.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the freestyles and I thought, so Doomsday, if you guys haven't watched the video, you should go check it out. It's on Monster Jam Films YouTube channel. But, I mean, he had good air and whatnot, but the main two factors I think they judged it upon was the backflip, and then he went and did that half backflip, I guess you could call it, on the main jump.
Let me just say, if Soldier Fortune Black Ops pulled that off,
Oh, man.
pulled that off,
That would have been insane.
because I was sitting like basically front row in the, I guess, left turn corner. I guess is what you would call it. I saw that and it literally scared me while I was filming it. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" And then I see Doomsday do it again. I'm like, "Whoa!" I thought Soldier Fortune had the more gnarlier one, but that was crazy.
Yeah, and with the new track, I think this is more based upon what they're going to be doing in 2017 because they had the season kickoff and then they showed you what the track would be like.
If they could move the starting lineups to where they were at Glendale, please do, because that will make it more entertaining. And if they want to make it more like have everyone train for the World Finals, I guess, or who they think is going to do Young Gun Shootout in World Finals, etc., have them do that course. I'm fine with that course.
Yeah, I mean, and when you're maybe this is just me when I was watching the videos, but last year or in 2016, the jumps were a lot steeper, and this time in Glendale, was it me or were the jumps just not as steep?
I couldn't really tell. I'm pretty sure they were steep because they were definitely different because it was really just the tabletop at the beginning of the turn area, and then it was just kind of flat going down and stuff. And you had the new little turning obstacle things on the second turn. From what I saw, it was really different compared to Glendale show. It was definitely a smaller course because they had the little tabletop in the background for, I believe, the stadium trucks for their sideshow act. Speaking of a sideshow act for the show, there was no sideshow act.
So it was just straight Monster Jam.
Yeah, and I was really surprised too because during the national anthem and stuff, they opened up the roof and they didn't do fireworks for that or intros, which really threw me off because I have very sensitive ears. So I usually watch the fireworks and stuff from the aisle for the national anthem, and it threw me off. It really did. So, but it was still good nonetheless. I really am not complaining with that Glendale show.
Yeah, and so now that you say you have some private information, do you think you can share some of that?
Okay, I want to be clear here. I'm not going to confirm or deny this. I want the official word to be the confirmation for this insider news. So I cannot confirm nor deny it, but I do have some insider information. And the rumor, I don't know about the rumor about Doomsday going, because I think that's just been a brand new rumor recently. But there is a rumor going around that for the 2017 FS1 West Tour, which starts in Anaheim January 14th. Unfortunately, I won't be at that show, which stinks, but oh well. Obsessed and Obsession are going to do that tour, which I am really excited for. Again, I do not know. Let Rick and Eric confirm it. Do not take my word for it once again, because this is just, again, going from rumors and stuff. And I also don't want to take responsibility in case it ends up being right or wrong. But if they can get on the FS1 tour, in my opinion, that's going to be great exposure for Obsessed and Obsession. They are my hometown trucks, even though I live about maybe an hour away from their shop. I think it'll be great, more exposure for the California trucks, because as you know, Time Flies and Wildflower are on that tour as well. And they will be heading to the Georgia Dome March 4th, I believe. So, and that would be just huge, I think. And also, we have some driver. Sorry to interrupt you there, Matt, but
That's all right.
we also have some driver changes, which I found interesting. I don't think these are confirmed. I hope they're not, because one of these I do not agree with, and we'll save that one for last. But the first one I've seen is Colt Stevens in NEA, which, of course, we all know he drove to second place in the Young Guns Shootout in 2015. It was, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because they debuted the blue one that year.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with it. I think he'll be on a Monster Jam Damsoil Series tour. I agree. As you know, Colt is the son of Scott Stevens, the creator of King Crunch. If it is true, Colt, I hope you get put on a good tour and you dominate that tour, because when I watched the footage from 2015's Young Gun Shootout, I was really impressed. And then the next one, again, I'm not confirming it, but Joe Sylvester might come back to full-time monster truck events next year. I would hope so, because it says he is in Cletus next year. Again, this is I do not want to give my source or get them in trouble again, and I cannot confirm nor deny this. Joe Sylvester and Cletus possibly. Do I think it's a great change? Yeah, but I think it would be a second Cletus, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Because I think it'd be a good thing for the Fox Sports 1 spread to make two Cletuses, or Cleti, I guess. But I really like that driver truck combination. I can't wait to see it. I always kind of saw Joe Sylvester as an NEA driver if he ever got back in the full time, or even a Zombie Hunter driver like he did for the stadiums on the Zombie Hunter tour this year for the truck. So no confirmation of Zombie Hunter's coming back, but hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. And
Go ahead.
go ahead. My bad.
Oh, you're all good. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna make a quick comment, but about the Joe Sylvester thing in FS1 Cletus. Again, like with all these rumors, there was this whole thing going around. I'd say about 2 or so months ago, or about a month ago, about how there was this whole list of drivers that was supposed to be released.
I remember seeing that list. I know George confirmed he wasn't. The rest of them haven't.
Yeah, and I believe that Frank Kreml was on there. So if this is true, again, we're not saying that it is or not, but if it is true, then in my opinion, I think it'll be a better thing for the FS1 Cletus, because, don't get me wrong, Frank is a great driver, but I feel
Agreed.
like Joe Sylvester will put it more on the map and maybe get some wins for the year.
Well, I also think Frank doesn't like to tear up the truck, which is fine. Frank's a nice enough guy. He's great. I don't think he would resign from Feld. I think he'd be moved to a commentator spot. Please make that happen. He's a great commentator. But again, we don't know this. Feld, get on those announcements right now, please.
I agree.
So then we have the next one, and these next two are supposed to be on the West Coast tour as well. As you know, John Zimmer. This is a weird one. Okay, this one says John Zimmer and Dragon, but he's getting a new Gravedigger next year, which I do not get. I don't think he's going to be driving. I thought he was touring with Carolina Crusher next year. If I'm not no, is he?
I always thought he was part of Team Gravedigger.
Yeah, well, because they're travel partners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and yeah, it says he's going to move to a second Dragon next year, which I don't think makes a whole lot of sense because Scott Liddycoat just won the Young Gun Shootout, and I think it would kind of overshadow Scott. No offense to John or Scott, both are great drivers, but it would overshadow Scott Liddycoat, in my opinion. Because John's got the reputation of a shock therapy driver, a Gravedigger driver, etc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Plus, I've looked at Scott Liddycoat's tour, and he's not on a televised tour. He's on the one with Charlie Palkins Gravedigger, Lee O'Donnell, Mad Scientist, etc. So, Todd the Duke, Metal Militia's not even on a televised tour this year. So, I personally don't think that's true about John Zimmer. We'll find out where he ends up. It's up probably on an arena tour is my guess in a Gravedigger because it even says he is getting 34 next year.
And it's if they do continue with this the second Dragon, I guess you can call it. I think if they were to change it like they did with the Team Ments and Colton's Max D and Jared's Max D, how they have different colors. I think the coolest thing that Monster Jam could do if they did have two dragons was if the Walmart Series exclusive for the Hot Wheels Dragon. It has a silver chrome chassis and then
the horns
are like gold. I think that would be really cool to see.
Instead of BKT on the tires, we'll put Dragon.
Yep. New sponsorship.
Exactly. The next one, I think it kind of does make sense to me because Neil is on the same tour, and Becky's driving El Toro Loco. They're thinking of putting Chuck Warner in Dump Truck. I'm all game for that. I think it would work out. It looked kind of strange at first, but
hey, it would work. I mean, I think it'd be really cool.
Work. And I don't know if you've seen the lineup, but I do not think Bryce Kenny is going to be driving Monstermutt next year because Monstermutt is going over to Pablo Hupker's team with Kevin Crocker driving. So we could see Bryce in Backwards Bob or Dump Truck or Shark. Those are my three guesses. I'm saying Dump Truck is the most likely. What do you think Bryce will drive next year?
I really don't know. I mean, some people have asked him, what can you drive? Now technically the drivers can't really say until a certain point.
Until Monster Jam announces it. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's perfectly fine. That's a part of their job. We're just making predictions.
Yeah. Now, if I were to make a prediction, this may seem a little different, but I'm going to say he's going to go in Zombie just because it would be a fresh new look, but then that would also mean that there would be a lot of the...
Speaking of... let me go back to Glendale really quick, before we continue with this last opinion. A lot of trucks were borrowed. A lot of stadium debuts too. I forgot to mention that in the review I just did. Kayla Blood is going to be great in the stadiums.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Bailey, I think she did the 2015 European tour, but I could be wrong. She will be great in the stadiums. Jared Eichelberger, he made because of Jared's run. I bought a Max D flag for $15.
Wait, was it because of the run or was it because of the tire?
It was because of the run. That tire was just topping of the cake right there. Jared's run really impressed me. And I have talked to Dustin, and he says he doesn't know either. So we could see Dustin back in the crew chief seat, which I think is fine. I think it's fine. That's Dustin's expertise. But I think he's been coming along so much as a monster truck driver to where I don't want to see him out of the seat anymore. I mean, I saw him in his one of his rookie shows in Anaheim 2013 when he was driving Wolverine, I believe, and traveling with Dennis. And that run was made me a Dustin Brown fan, that's for sure. Dustin killed it that day. I hope he does get a ride for 2017.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be great. And when you said the Soldier of Fortune Black Ops, I mean, I don't know why they didn't have the turrets on the top, but
I think it's kind of the same thing. They made Scott Hart's. I think it was kind of more of Scott's decision, but with all of the current violence right now going on in the U.S., they don't really want to get involved with it or offend someone about it. Which, again, I don't see how you could be offended by a military vehicle, but I think it's more of a safety thing, especially with the gunslinger.
Mm-hmm.
And I could respect that for the safety thing. Will I miss the turrets on top of Soldier Fortune and Soldier Fortune Black Ops? Yes, I will. Will I miss Gunslinger or Slinger being known as Gunslinger? Yes, I will. But in the end, it's kind of like it got to be safe. It's better safe than sorry right now.
Yeah.
For Feld.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally think it's more of a safety reason than anything else. But I still respect Feld's decision doing it. Don't get me wrong. It's not my favorite decision they'll ever do, but for the third time around safety and stuff.
I completely understand why they do that. So, have we touched base on all the rumors, I guess you'd call them, that you have?
One more, or actually two more. This is the last driver change they're saying. So, I don't know if you guys remember in about 2013 or so, 2014, Dan Rodoni started driving El Toro Loco at California shows when he wasn't driving Patriot. That lasted until about 2015. Of course, now Dan's coming back in the Patriot. He's not coming back to Monster Jam, I don't think, but he is coming back to Monster Trucks in general. This next one involves El Toro Loco, and I disagree with it so much. I hope it's not true. I'm really hoping it's not, but Donald Epinendio and El Toro Loco, no thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Like, if he drove it for a show, I'd be fine with that. One show is fine with that. Because, they probably need a fill-in driver. But no thank you on El Toro Loco for Donald.
I mean, that doesn't even make sense. Because, like, when you look back, Donald is known for, Titan. He's drove it for, like, for forever, I guess you could say. And then he has all these, like... It. Yeah, I mean, he did. And he has all these elaborate, paint schemes, like... this past year, I believe, was the matte black, and then the year before was like the chrome yellow and blue. And I mean, I can't really see Titan going away.
I cannot, and I will be honest. A lot of people disagree with me in this, but Titan is my favorite diecast truck of the year, and I play biased to that because Titan is my favorite monster truck, right next to Metal Militia. So, but I disagree with it because it's going to ruin their reputation. But to me, it ruined Dan Rodoni's reputation a little bit because he's just known as the El Toro driver now.
Hey, I still remember him as a Patriot driver. He'll always be the Patriot for me.
Well, in his later years, and for the kids who only go to like one Monster Jam show in their lifetime.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Um, but I also do think I do not know what tour Titan will be on. I have a feeling it'll be on the West Coast FS1 tour because he took a break, obviously, in 2015 or 2016, excuse me, from that tour and just did the regular West Coast shows. But I'm hoping it's not the true. I hope he's driving his own truck, and hopefully he'll be on Dennis's tour. I'm really hoping Donald is on Dennis's 35th anniversary tour.
I'm so hyped for that. Like,
I
go ahead.
It's coming. It's coming to Anaheim, and Dennis has never been to Anaheim. I don't think he's been to Anaheim on an anniversary tour. Oh, this is going to save me so much time from the World Finals. That's for sure. Even though I'll still go on the line.
I think that the 35th anniversary tour for Gravedigger is gonna be spectacular, just because. Well, 2017 in general is gonna be a great year for Monster Jam, just because there's 3 events that are happening. You know, Dennis's 35th anniversary, and then the Medusa's farewell tour, and it was also the 25th anniversary of Monster Jam itself.
And it's funny because Dennis and Medusa's tour are on the same lineup.
Yeah. So I think 2017 is gonna be awesome.
I can't wait. February 11th, Anaheim. That's going to be my favorite show, and I know it. And it's not because Dennis or Medusa are going to be there. It's because one of my new favorite independent trucks, Jamie Gardner and the Overboard's coming.
Hey.
I can't wait. I love how that Chevy looks. But that's really, I guess the last rumor really, now let's get back into the serious mode, is El Diablo. First off, let me know. I want to know, what do you think of El Diablo?
See, I have mixed opinions. I think that at first, you know, when the truck first came out in like I think it was like 2012ish around there, but I thought it was like, oh, you know, cool, it's a new truck. But then it came out with the new Devil and like 3D design from the old pickup truck, I guess you could say. So I thought that was really cool. And I mean, now Lupe kind of drove it. I went to the East Rutherford show in 2016. It was a great show, by the way. But Lupe drove it. I thought it was really cool. But I mean, I don't know. It's all right, I guess.
Okay, I would admit, I'm never the biggest fan of El Diablo. No, it's not because I'm a Trump supporter. It's just because I've never really cared for the truck. I think Hot Wheels really missed the opportunity in making El Diablo 2, but I also believe the 2013 El Diablo I love. I love the old school look. I love how the paint works with it. I love how the name is spelled. It's spelled on the truck the same way. And then when they switched it to the Devil design in 2014, I was like, what is this? This is going to scare kids away. And the rumor is El Diablo will not be here in 2016. Now, I will not confirm nor deny it, even though I do know the true answer to it. But I personally don't think it's going to be back because I think it just scares the kids too much. But I also think it was a great truck for to promote the Hispanic population of Monster Jam, and that's why they always ran on the West Coast, Florida, etc. And it might hurt Feld if they get rid of this truck to bring back the Hispanic fans. But then again, we have El Toro Loco, so...
Now, what I liked when El Diablo first debuted was that they had JP Ruggiero, which he kind of got faded away.
I wish I had one of those stickers.
2 years ago, I guess. I believe he got fired for some odd reason.
That's what the rumor. I don't think he was going to confirm it. I don't think anyone at Feld will confirm it, which is fine. You know, if they want to keep it private, they got to keep it private. I always thought he was a nice guy. I never hated the guy. Also saw his first stadium show. Wasn't the best driver at then, but he improved year after year, and I thought, he's got some talent. He's going to be good one day.
And
And I
now
feel...
that oh gosh, all right, you go.
All right, and I feel Feld is kind of doing what they're doing to NEA, and that's kind of just milking in the truck, really. Because El Diablo never done a World Finals. He's only done Young Gun Shootout. NEA's never done World Finals, only done Young Gun Shootout. So I'm hoping NEA versus Doomsday. If Doomsday stays, I'm actually hoping Doomsday stays. Why? Because they're keeping a mystery driver in that truck. Don't like the design of Doomsday much, but I love that that factor for Doomsday. So I'm hoping.
My opinions on the truck are kind of switched. I absolutely love the design, although it's very similar to NEA. The front of it, I mean, it's a minor change, but and then the sides also a little bit as well. But I love the look of the truck, and I'm at first when they wouldn't release the drivers, everyone thought it was like, oh, it's Dennis, no, it's Tom, but I kind of like that it's a mystery, and I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think everyone thinks Alex Blackwood. I like how when everyone agrees on the driver, and then you've either got somebody in the Monster Truck Collectors Facebook group or Monster Truck Drivers Fans, etc. Facebook group. You'll say who you think drives Doomsday, and you'll get all these different opinions, and you'll finally get a unanimous opinion, but nobody confirms it. That's what I love about this truck. Nobody's confirming it. It's kind of like NWO, except it was obviously Rob Nell driving back in the day. But I'm kind of hoping it does stay because Doomsday just reminds me so much of the movie Spaceballs. I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's really funny, but it reminds me of a character called Lord Helmet, and it's just perfect. I also think Doomsday is the answer to a Star Wars truck from Monster Jam.
I think that makes sense, and the only there's 2 or 3 cases, but I'm pretty sure the one I know for sure of who drove Doomsday was back in 2015 at the East Rutherford show. There was, I believe it was Steven Sims, just because of 2 factors. The way he drives, like, I know this may sound ridiculous, but like if you watch the way that he drives in Hooked and then the way he drives in Doomsday, it's very similar. And also just because, obviously his father is Steve Sims, who drove Stonecrusher, and he was also there, and they're part of the team, and then they also had Exterminator there and Ice Cream Man there as well. So I think it would just make sense if the 4 of them were just there as an independent team. I mean, that would make sense for me. And then I can't remember if it was this past year at World Finals 17 or last year World Finals 16. One of the years, I'm guessing everyone's pretty sure that Pablo drove one of those years.
Yeah, that was a good rumor too, I thought. Personally, to me, like in Glendale, I'm not going to tell you. I can't tell you who drove it because I honestly don't know. But I'm pretty sure whoever drove it was a really good driver. It could have been anyone in that lineup, honestly. It was that... I couldn't tell. It wasn't the best racer. For all I know, it could have been Tyler Menninga.
That would have been pretty sweet.
That would have been. But, all serious, that's why I like Doomsday, because it's a mystery. I remember I saw, when they were doing the encores for Doomsday back in 2014, I remember Tom was always going backstage. He'd always end his freestyle run early, and then Doomsday after Gravedigger's freestyle. So, that was pretty fun. That was fun.
Yeah,
and I believe Doomsday went to any show Dennis went to.
The only argument that I have against that statement with Tom, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, they probably switched Doomsday drivers, like, with whoever they had. I mean, it probably wasn't a definite driver for the whole year, but I know for the East Rutherford show in 2014, uh, they had Doomsday, and then they also debuted Dragon, which was really cool. But anyway, they had Doomsday, and then immediately after, Tom came from the complete opposite side after Doomsday crashed, and then he came up to the crowd and stuff. So I know he wasn't a driver for that, but that doesn't mean that he didn't drive. But I also like how they keep the Doomsday chassis for the most part a felled chassis is what I like to call it. Like it's very basic and what
CRD.
yeah, and it's doesn't have variation on what Tom's and Dennis's chassis would look like. So I think that's what helps it keep it so mysterious, I guess you'd call it, because really anyone could drive that.
Exactly. I mean, I still don't think anyone knows. Everyone will have their theories. That's what I like about the truck. It's endless conclusions.
I'm just hoping one of these days, if Doomsday goes to the World Finals, I'm just kind of hoping that he would win either racing or freestyle. And I mean, if he wins one of the World Finals championships, like it wouldn't really be a good decision on Mashim's part to not unveil the driver, because I mean, it's a World Finals championship. I mean, I think they should at least reveal it for that one night.
Yeah. I agree with that. Do you have any speculations for next year? Like, let's move away from Monster Jam for a little bit, because I know that's the main thing you follow, but do you have any speculations? Like, do you know anything from the Bigfoot stable? Anything independent-wise?
Oh gosh, I don't really follow Bigfoot as much as I follow the independent teams.
Don't you mean as much as you should?
No, but what I meant by that was like, okay, I said this totally wrong. But as in independent teams, as in like, I guess you'd call it like Monster Truck Throwdown, which has Team Scream and all of those.
Well, that promotion needs to come to California. Somebody tell Kenny, Stealth Kenny, who announces for him, to do that.
It's funny you say Stealth Kenny, is because this is kind of what my listeners are gonna like, is for all those who like him. I'm trying to get an interview with him, and he agreed he would do it. So,
Dude,
we're doing this.
He was announcing the show in Glendale. I met him. I hit him up on Instagram, like, "Yo, let's meet up at the pit party." And he's all like, "Yeah, man." Then I happened to meet him right as they were about to do an interview with John Zimmer and Gravedigger. So that was really cool to meet Stealth Kenny.
Yeah, I mean, he seems really cool, but
he is.
Now for the independent teams like Overboard and all those trucks, I think it's kind of cool that they're incorporating them into Monster Jam more, because like you saw, I think it was the FS1 lineups, is that they actually put like 4 of the independent trucks, including Overboard, like you said, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I like that Overboard is finally making his Monster Jam debut, because Jamie, you've needed this for a while now. Now, they're probably going to put you in a Gun shootout, but I really hope at least Overboard can get into that Gun shootout, because I've been watching a lot of Monster Truck Throwdown coverage in between my training sessions for my cycling and stuff, and Overboard has some of the best freestyle runs I've ever seen. Now, really, the only Monster Truck Throwdown original truck I would say I've ever seen is Rage.
Mm-hmm.
Anaheim 2016, which is actually one of my favorite trucks. But I'm really hoping soon Monster Truck Monster Truck Throwdown comes to California, because if Monster X Tour / Traxxas Monster Truck Destruction Tour or Toughest Monster Truck Tour can do it, and so can Monster Truck Throwdown, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you said Rage was in Anaheim, did Corey drive that?
Corey did drive it.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's a phenomenal... He's really getting up there with the drivers. Like, you see some of the Monster Truck Throwdown films. By the way, Joyride is coming out this fall. I'm really excited for that.
I still need to watch Throwdown for what, because I can't find it on YouTube for God knows what reason. But I will be picking up. I want to see Joyride. That
I
looks
think it'd be
really
really
fun.
cool. Mm-hmm. No, and then also it seems if you watch the latest promo, this goes out to all the people too. Monster Truck Throwdown post on their YouTube. For us, it was about like 3-ish days ago. I don't know, maybe a week ago. But it was a short video on what was going to be on Joyride, and it featured Pontiac Silverdome, I think it
Oh
was,
yeah, I know.
with Elliot Miller is also obviously filming that. But then it also had Avengers World Finals 17 paint scheme, which I think is going to be awesome.
I think that was really smart to put that in there. Now, is that Avenger scheme my favorite? Absolutely not.
What is your
I'm
favorite,
sorry,
by the way?
Jim. I say my favorite one. It's mainly the diecast that gets me on it, but the 2015 white one is my favorite, or the 2011, no, 2012, no. What I'm trying to think. The 2013 one, 2013 red one was great. Those are my two favorite Avenger paint schemes, and I like those the best because they represented Las Vegas the most.
Now, I'm going to have to be a little bit biased on what my favorite paint scheme was, although it is truly my favorite. In 2011, when I went to the World Finals, I thought 2011's paint scheme was the best. Now, he did the same color in 2013, like candy apple red, but I think
Yeah.
it kept
Yeah.
like it kept the classic Avenger going, but just changing it up, which I think was really cool.
I no, I liked it too. Don't get me wrong; it's like my third favorite. And then when he changed the paint scheme in 2011, just the green flat out one, I thought it looked way better. It wasn't outdated.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, man, it's really cool. Like, I don't know if you guys, if any of your listeners have a Facebook out there, but I'm not saying do this. Like, if you want to, don't. I can't promote it, but I found out about monster truck drivers on Facebook, and I just friended like a lot of them, and I still do. But they're some of the coolest people ever. Like, I got a message from Lee O'Donnell the other day because I was stoked to see him at Glendale, and he said, "Yo, I'll see you there, and I see you've been killing on your bike lately." And I was like, "Oh my god, I am starstrucking right now." I guess that would be the correct term to say it. But it's just fun when a monster truck driver finally recognizes you. I guess Lindsay Wink. When I was hanging out, I don't know if you know Wink Warrior
Hmm.
or Vincent. Lindsay recognized him right away, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
I think one of the coolest things, like when you recognize people, is that when you start going to a bunch of shows. I mean, I'm sure you've gone to plenty of shows. Like
Been
what?
going since 2003.
No, and then when you go to all these shows, and then there's all like the similar drivers. Like this happened this past year at East Rutherford. I did the VIP or whatever, but
Oh yeah.
I was talking to the drivers, and then they're like, yeah, at least 5 of them were like, it's awesome to see people like you coming back. I'm like, oh, they remember me for something. I think that's great. And I'm not trying to promote the Monster Jam VIP thing or whatever, but if you do go to a monster truck show and you want to like actually like talk to the drivers for a while, because in the party in the pits, like you can talk to them for at max like a minute, and then the
Yeah.
security or whatever will kick you out. But like if you if
The
you
Vinny.
if you get the VIP thing, then you're in there an hour earlier than most people are. So, like, I got to talk to Damon for a good like 3 or 5 minutes, and I think just that was awesome.
I love Damon. He is one of the best people around. I can't wait because the mad scientist is coming back to Anaheim next year. And Lee is a great friend of mine, so I can't wait to see him again. I always can't wait to see Eric Swanson, Rick Swanson, Kelvin and Rosalie, Donald, because they're all
Hopefully in
friends
Titan.
now.
Yeah, and
So that's good.
uh, it's I wouldn't call it really a friendship, but Ryan Anderson, it's kind of an ongoing trend now. I think it was ever since 2011 or no, I guess it was 2013 World Finals or some show. But I went up to the pit parties, and then I guess I asked him a question. He's like, "You want a mustache?" I was like, "Oh, sure." So he gets a Sharpie, right, and he starts to draw a mustache on me. So I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool," and it's the randomest thing, but it's just so cool. And then so every time I meet him, I'm like, "Yo, can I get a mustache?" He's like, "Oh yeah, of course, I remember you." So, like, I don't know, it's just the weirdest things. But I mean, Ryan is a great guy, and Damon also too, because I asked him like a somewhat of a simple question. I was gonna ask him another one, but when he answered it in like this meaningful way. Like he actually like explained what he meant. So
That's
Damon's one of my favorite drivers by sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I remember those photos with that mustache. I thought it was real. I was like, "Whoa, that's not a good
Yeah,
mustache."
no, yeah. What he
Uh,
says by that is like if you go on my social media, like there's pictures of me with mustaches. They are not real. They're just Sharpie. You're gonna see them again. I'm going to the World Finals in 2017. Are you going, by the way?
that's the plan right now. At least, I'm hoping for that's my Christmas present from my father.
Hmm.
uh, but I will, if that is not the case, I will save up $80 and just go for the 2 day tickets. But I'm hoping to do double down because that is just it seems more worth it to me. It seems like it's just the better deal. So
Yeah. Now
that's
I'm in
sorry.
communication with a couple people, and I know one of them specifically, but he he's one of my good friends that I met over social media, and we've been talking for like months now, and he thinks he's gonna go, which is gonna be really good because I'm gonna finally get to meet him. So I think it's really
I
cool.
I am personally hoping to go. I would love to go because it's going to be the 18th World Finals, and my dad's been wanting to take me for a long time. So that's really the only thing I want for Christmas. Really, is just to go to the World Finals. Uh, my dad. Oh, excuse. That was a bad voice crack right there. um, we've talked about it too much, and we've planned it way too late the past couple of years. So I've always like, Dad, let's just get it done this year. Because we're
Hmm.
going to Tulsa, Oklahoma in November, and that's going to be a lot of money right now at the moment. Or that's the plan for us to go to Tulsa. I shouldn't say we are because we really don't know yet. But we're planning on going to Oklahoma for a race, then we're going to come back, uh, get December train stuff for the BMX racing I do. I have to plug that in, professionalism. And then we plan on going to Las Vegas in January for a race. Hopefully, we hit up the the third stop of the FS1 tour, the second Anaheim, and then we just do the final 3 shows of Anaheim. Call it there for right now, and then if we have tickets to World Finals, we are going to World Finals.
I'm just super excited just because I haven't been since 2013.
I've
Um,
never been.
it's it's definitely worth it to go. And uh, you said that you never been, correct?
Yeah, I have never been to the World Finals. I usually go to Anaheim's and a local Monster X tour that is right
Hmm.
across the street from my house in July.
Yeah.
So
No.
Glendale was kind of a bonus this year, and it was really worth it. Um,
And if you do go to the World Finals, obviously I definitely recommend. But I was talking to Bryce about this in my earlier interview. But like the World Finals is something that like it's just so cool to see. I mean, it doesn't matter if you get the double down or like the 2 day package or whatever it is. But I think it's awesome. I think if you liked Glendale that much, then I think it's gonna be awesome for Las Vegas.
I was just stoked to go walk on the course at Glendale. That was really cool. I like how those football stadium pit parties work. But no, hey Bryce, if you listen to this interview too, I'd love to meet you in Anaheim this year, buddy. It'd be cool. Um, I know I'm meeting Tony there, Tony Goach. So, but no, in all seriousness, I really do hope to go to Vegas. And a lot of people say that is the pinnacle of our sport or monster truck in general. It's not, I guess you could say, the four-wheel jamboree in Indianapolis, though it is a historical event in all monster trucks. It's not Anaheim. It's not San Diego. It's not Orlando. It's not Indianapolis. It's not East Rutherford. It's Las Vegas, the World Finals.
Yeah, I mean, if you sorry, go
been
ahead.
happening. It's been happening since 1999, though St. Louis was technically World Finals 0. It's been happening in Vegas since 2000. I think it's always looked worth it, even with the one-day show.
Yeah, for sure.
So all I can say is that we'll see when December rolls around, Christmas time.
And definitely let us know if you get to go to World Finals, because that would be awesome, and I know a bunch of people who didn't go in the were kind of disappointed in the 2016 World Finals. I can totally understand that from the competition standpoint, but I think a lot of those people are also returning to the 2017 World Finals. So I think it's going to be a great crowd who shows up. Now, if we're talking about Las Vegas in general, if you do go, this may sound kind of crazy, but there's this, and it's totally off topic, but my dad and I, we had an extra night last year, so we could just kind of, we went to the pawn shop. I don't know if you know that show.
The Pawn Star Shop, yeah. I've been there before.
Yeah, definitely recommend that to the guys who are going there. Been there.
It's fun, I'd say. I remember I used to collect NASCAR diecasts, and I bought like a ton. I still kind of regret buying from there because they were kind of expensive, but it was fun.
Yeah. So, but the off-topic thing is, like, if you do have an extra night, I think it's a restaurant called Just Prime Rib. Now, my dad and I don't look this up now, but we kind of just discovered this by accident because we were kind of going around the city and just looking at what's around, right? So we discovered this place, and it is like it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like a really old but really cool place to eat, because like the food is
at a
amazing.
hotel?
No, it's just like, it's weird. It's this restaurant that's kind of like, it's outside of the city a little bit, but like the food there is amazing, but they serve it like, they pull out like this cart, right? And then it has this rib and they cut it for you. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. When I'm editing this video, I might just cut that out because it made no sense. But but I'll put it in there.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to throw in a recommendation, I guess if you're driving from California, where I'm from, which I know a couple people are, or not are, but will be, hit up South Point, and you guys probably have Steak and Shake out in Florida. Is that where you're from?
No, I'm from
No, Pennsylvania. That's right, huh?
Yeah, no, we have nothing.
Really? If you can, go to South Point Hotel and Casino. I wish it was the same weekend as the World Finals, but it's not. Because I have a race there in January, and then I have to go back in July next year. It's kind of cool because they used to have monster trucks there, and I always feel like I'm actually on the course.
Yeah.
But if you can, go into the casino towards the back. they have this thing called Steak and Shake. Really good place. It's a fast food place. Don't get me wrong, but it's really good. And that Steak and Shake seems to be the best Steak and Shake ever. I don't know why, because it's always packed, or that's probably why, 'cause it's always packed. But do you have any hotel recommendations for World Finals travelers? I should say. I
Oh
mean,
gosh.
this is a great topic.
I mean, we in 2010 we stayed at this hotel. I forget what it's called, but it was a. This isn't gonna help at all, but because I don't know the name, but it was a pretty good hotel.
I could probably name it for you.
But it was more in the city, and then the past 2 years that I went, we stayed at Sam's Town. I mean, it's a hotel. It doesn't cost a whole lot, so just stay there. I'll be gone the whole day. So Sam's Town is a casino, and then they have like a bunch of like restaurants in there. It's pretty cheap, but at the same time, like it's a good hotel. You're not gonna like have anything happen to you or whatever. But I was talking to if you guys know Monster Jam Pick 16, he said that he stayed at the Luxor, which is like the pyramid.
The Luxor is a really nice hotel.
Yeah, I was like, dang, that's crazy. So
I don't. If you've seen it in person.
Yeah, I've driven by it. Yeah.
Yeah, the triangle part actually has rooms in it.
Yeah.
I've only been in like the lobby because I still stay at Mandalay Bay a lot. By the way, that's the best hotel in Vegas. But Mandalay Bay, I would recommend. It's not the most convenient, but definitely recommend it. I also recommend Sam's Town, whether you like the camp or not, because they have a campground there. And that's probably what my dad's going to do because he loves to camp. Don't know why. Ask him. I think it's a fetish or something. But no, I'm fine with it. With camping at the World Finals, that would be sick if they let you camp in the parking lots of Sam Boyd.
That would be pretty sick. And one thing that we always do is we always like the day before when they're still setting up, we kind of like drive by, and if you drive by, so if you've never been there, there's a stadium. It's kind of off somewhat in the desert, but not really. And then there's
I know.
Yeah, and when you're driving there, I believe you pass a whole like section of houses, and when you pass the houses, there's a corner, right? And I believe you make a left, if I'm not mistaken, and then you can drive right, kind of next, and you can look somewhat down over the part in the pits, and you can look what's going on. I mean, that's how I knew where everyone was in 2011, just because I saw where everyone was.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like we probably wouldn't do that. We'd probably head out like Wednesday afternoon or something. Because it depends on traffic really for Californians, but it's supposed to be like a 3-hour drive to Vegas. That's usually how it is. Usually ends up being about 4. But Sam Boyd Stadium, I think, is really worth it. I don't know if you've heard about this, but have you heard? Do you follow NFL at all?
No, I don't. Well, I mean, obviously I follow it, but not closely.
I'm a Broncos and Cardinals fan, so I kind of geeked out with it with the Cardinals Stadium. But the Raiders are supposed to move to Las Vegas, and they're supposed to put a hotel next to Mandalay Bay, or not a hotel, a stadium, brand new football stadium. Do you think if I heard it's supposed to get built, would it be? Would it basically be the new location for Monster Jam World Finals? I personally don't want it to be, or hope it's not, because even for the Supercross finals, I don't know if you follow Monster Energy Supercross or not, but I hope it's not, because UNLV Stadium, or Sam Boyd Stadium as everyone knows, it's too iconic to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine that they build it, don't get me wrong. As long as the Raiders get out of California, that's fine by me. But no offense, Raiders fans, I'm sorry, I just don't like you. I just don't like the Raiders. I don't mind the fans, I just don't like the Raiders. But do you think the World Finals might get moved to the Raiders Stadium if that stadium is built and it's big enough?
Yeah, that's one of the things I was going to say. Like, if it's because UNLV Stadium or Sam Boyd Stadium, it's big, and then it also has where the trucks enter. It has that space. Now with regular
Yeah.
stadiums, it's like enclosed. So if this new stadium has that, and it's maybe the size or maybe just a little bit bigger, I still think they won't move it just because like Monster Jam has been at Sambo Stadium for I believe all of the years from 2000 up. So
Yeah.
I
World
mean,
Finals 1 to now.
yeah, I mean, I can't really see them changing it.
I agree. I mean, it's too classic of a stop. It's
Mhm.
kind of like Anaheim, I guess, in a sense, because Anaheim's been there since the 80s.
Mhm.
And for Las Vegas, Sandboy. Actually, yeah, they've had monster trucks at Sandboy Stadium since the 90s, so I always thought it would be cool to have the monster trucks return to the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, personally.
Man, that'd be cool.
But
Yeah.
because I mean, the Rams are playing there right now, and I know it's not going to happen this year, obviously, because of the. I don't think they've even skipped off the scheduling one, but I just can't wait. So, do you
Mhm.
want to close it up here? I mean, no
Yeah.
offense, I kind of took over, so.
Yeah, I was just about to say we should probably wrap this up. So, if you guys did like this video, you guys can follow us both on social media. You can follow me on Instagram at Lego101boy, and what can they follow you at?
You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's just my name, Levi Schones. My last name is spelled Schones. You can friend me on Facebook if you guys want. Same name. Instagram at Levi_Schones. Twitter at Levi_Schones. I have to get all the social medias here. I'm trying to practice professionalism. Snapchat, Levi Loves BMX 711. You could add me on there. Yeah, I'm really just I accept a lot. I add a lot of people. It's worth it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it too, because I know I did.
Yeah,
That
this is fun. Yeah,
I'm definitely hoping to come back on. Maybe give some Anaheim show reviews this year.
yeah, for sure.
Definitely
And
not the first Anaheim show, but
hmm
and all in all, I think 2016 was a great year for Monster Jam. Still don't agree with Adam Anderson winning the World
yeah,
Finals, but I can never
I'm
be mad
Damon
at
all the way.
Adam.
By the way, I'm Damon all the way.
I agree. I'm more of the Cam. I thought Cam kind of deserved it, and Damon still deserves second. But I can't stay mad at Adam Anderson because he gave me his flag at Anaheim. So definitely
Yeah,
not. Can't be mad at that.
yeah. All right. Well, hopefully we can do another one of these in the future. So that's it for this video, guys. I enjoyed this. Thank you for coming on. And I hope to talk to you in the future.
Yeah, man, definitely. Just let's keep in touch.
Yeah, for
We'll
sure.
probably meet each other for World Finals. Hoping to hoping to do the Anaheim show reviews and maybe a World Finals prediction podcast. You never know.
Yeah.
No, keep these up, Matt. I love the Bryce Kenny one. I hope
hmm
people will receive this one well. And hopefully, from the list you told me, I won't reveal it on here, but from the list you told me, you've got some really good stuff coming up. So I can't wait to listen to it all.
hmm For sure. All right. Well, I'll see you later.
All right. See you guys. Have a good one. See you, Matt. Have a good one.
All right, you too.